Yo, I said, hey, yo. Yes. What's up, family? What up, family? What's up, family? Thank y'all for tapping in, tuning in to another episode of the Mr. McGee Show. Thank you. As always, man, as you come in, hit the like button, share button, subscribe button, all of that good stuff, man. Hit it. Got some good topics to talk about today. Shout out to my brother Donald Richardson. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Anytime. We can talk about credit repair. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Send me a message. Send me a message on Messenger, man. Let's time it up, link it up right. And yeah, I mean, let's do it right. We'll do it right. But yes, man. First and foremost, salute and congratulations to my son, right? So my oldest child is graduating high school tomorrow. So I got a high school graduation to go to, so definitely want to say shout out to my son, man. Great guy, great young man. He's really turned out to be a brilliant young man. You know, for those of y'all who don't know, I've had full custody of my son since he was 9, and now he's 18. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey with me and my son, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. You know what I mean? His mom passed away when he was 9, and you know he's been with me full time. We've had our ups and downs in these 9 years of without his mom, but we made it. He made it. You know what I'm saying? I can't take no credit for this, man. This man did it. I mean, he's already a step ahead of me. I didn't graduate high school, so I definitely want to say shout out to my son. I always tell my son that he's one of the strongest people I know. You know what I mean? Like, to lose your mother at 9 is, and still make it through that, and still get up every day, do what you got to do with no therapy, no counseling or nothing. And I honestly believe my son probably needs some sort of counseling or therapy, or something to really, you know, let out how he feel about losing his mom at 9. But yeah, man, he made it. You know what I'm saying? He made it. He's graduating high school tomorrow. Got colleges on deck. I've been sending out tax information. I've never had to do this college deal before. So now I'm sending out tax information, and we're trying to get this guy enrolled. He will be enrolled in college by August. So that's the beautiful thing, man. So yes, absolutely. Shout out to my baby boy, man. He ain't a baby no more. It's a grown ass man. But so, shout out to my baby boy, man. He did it. He did it, man. He put in the work. He graduated. Um, like I said, a couple hiccups. I had a couple hiccups, man. I ain't gonna lie. My son's been fucking kicked out of a school. He's been fucking sent to the alternative school where the other kids go. But it's not a bad kid. Not a bad kid at all. Didn't fit in at the alternative school at all. So I definitely want to shout him out. I want to make sure that he knows that when he goes back and look at this, you know, 10, 20 years later, he know Pops was giving him his flowers, man, because he deserved it. He deserved it. You know, my life hasn't always been the most stable household to be in these 9 years. You know what I mean? I can think about some times where the shit was up and down, where he probably didn't know where we was gonna stay at the next week or the next day or something like that. But we made it, man. We strive through it, and well, let me say he strived through it. He put his best foot forward and really turned out to be a brilliant young man. I can't ask for a better son than him, man. So definitely got to give my son his flowers, man. And we're gonna have a ball tomorrow, man. Yeah, we're gonna have a ball tomorrow. Y'all know me. Yeah, gonna be loud in them stands tomorrow, of course. I'm gonna definitely be the proud father tomorrow when seeing my son walk across that stage, get his diploma, you know, doing it the American way. You know, he's doing it the American way. A lot of kids don't graduate high school. A lot of kids just, they get to a certain age and they say fuck school. They don't want to deal with school anymore. But my son. I was telling my son last night. My son is one of the only kids who likes school. So like when he was like growing up, and he would have a doctor's appointment. Just say he got a doctor's appointment at, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I would tell him, look, son, the doctor's appointment is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, you can stay home from school tomorrow. He said, no, I don't want to do that. How about you just come and pick me up from school at noon and get me to the doctor by 1? And to me, that blew my mind. It's like, shit, you had a free day out from school and you didn't take it. So salute to my son. Salute to him. Fresh. Love you, son. Love you, man. For real. Love you. It's been like I said, I think I stepped up and did. So I have people tell me, man, you know, it's a dope thing that you stepped up for your son. You know, you could have let him be with his grandparents or this and that. And I'm like, hell no, we're not rocking like that. Like, I feel like as a father, as a man, the least I could do is just raise you full time. You know, the crazy part about it is I was asking for him. I was asking to have my son just full time. I felt like I was at a place in my life where I could really keep my son full time. And I asked his mom, you know, before she passed, is it all right if my son just comes and lives with me? And of course, she wasn't having that shit. She wasn't. So, you know what I mean? And then when it did happen, when she did pass away, and then I had the opportunity to just have my son full time, raise him full time, not just 2-3 days of the week and every other weekend. When I was able to have him full time, I manned up and I did. I felt like the only option was, you know what I mean? I had to go through some legalese and all of that and get the paperwork right. But definitely, I never even second guessed taking care of my son or having my son full time. That's automatic. You know what I mean? These babies are automatic. They didn't ask to be here. We put them here. You know what I'm saying? So it was no way that I was gonna let anybody else raise my son. Now, did I do a good job, a horrible job? That's debatable. You know what I'm saying? That's yet to be seen. You probably have to ask him what type of job did I did. But I can tell you this, he didn't die. He did not die on my watch. That's all we can ask for. I mean, he didn't die. I kept him alive for 9 years. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to shout him out. Great guy, man. Basketball player, football player, baseball. We actually just left his final baseball game the other night. You know what I'm saying? It was 2 nights ago. Yeah, 2 nights ago, he had his final baseball game, and that was dope to see him play baseball because baseball was the first sport I ever coached him in or ever signed him up for. Because you can play baseball at like 4 years old. So signed him up for baseball at 4 years old, and he took off from there, man. It was baseball, football, basketball every year after that, all the way from 4 years old to 18, and hopefully he keeps playing. I'm telling him, if it don't work out and you don't play anymore, cool. Just work on your grades, do the school shit, and let's really try to get us a career. Let's get you a career out here, man. That's what time it is. It's time to have some sort of career, some sort of trade or something, but let's do the education route. I didn't do the education route, so I'm never gonna try to stop him from not doing it or not taking the education route. So shout out to him, man. He did it. He did it. You know what I'm saying? Way better than I did. Way better. Handled death all around him a lot better than I handled death. So I definitely want to definitely want to shout him out, man. Got to. We got to, man. Yeah, but yeah, family, as you come in, hit the like button, share button, subscribe button. Excuse me, y'all. Got some good topics we can chop up today. Some great topics. Let's see. Let's play a song for my son. Let's do it. Play a song for the young man. Oh, where's our number? Yeah, let's play that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Salute to my son. Thank you for being a wonderful son, man. The best, the best person that a person that a father can ask for. You know what I mean? You make me proud. You make me proud all the time, son. You know that, man. You know that. You know that. I know I fuss a lot, but shit. I just think I fuss because I love you. You know what I mean? I fuss because I love my son. If I didn't love my son, I wouldn't even give a fuck what he did. So yeah, man. So salute to that. I'm gonna probably clip that right there. But yeah, man, let's get into some of these topics, man. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, share button, subscribe button, all of that, man. Make sure y'all do that. So all right, let's get into it. All right, family. So, one of the things that I really like to do is listen to podcasts. So when I'm at work during the day, I'm listening to either some sort of YouTube show or some type of podcast or listening to a YouTube video. And one of the podcasts I really like, man, is the Joe Budden podcast. The Joe Budden podcast. I mean, three friends sitting around shooting the shit, talking about movies, music, politics, money, and all the shit that people talk about in the barbershops or shit that you talk about when you're with your friends. So those brothers had a great podcast. I wasn't up on the Joe Budden podcast early, super early when they had the female on there and all of that. I just remember when I was on there, it was Joe Budden, Rory, Parks, and Mal. And I've been rocking with them, I don't know, 4 years now, maybe 5, listening to their podcast shit religiously. You know what I mean? I damn near probably haven't missed that many episodes in the last 4 years, but they came through some turmoil, and they was bickering back and forth and worried about this. They start asking and talking about the money. So long story short, they on the rocks right now. And Joe Budden, excuse me, Joe Budden fired 2 of the guys on there, and that's sad to see. But he did. He fired 2 of the guys on there. I was looking for this picture. So I can share this picture. All right, hold on. Bear with me. So yeah, so there go the brothers right there from the Joe Budden podcast. You know what I mean? You got all of the guys on there, man. You got Rory, you got Joe Budden, you got Parks, you got Mal. So they're having a little discrepancy right now. It went viral. They on the rocks. You had 2 of the guys, Rory and Mal, they took a little break. You know, they didn't like the way some shit was going. They took a little break, and they wasn't on the show. Man, they went on the show for a few weeks. Yeah, they took about a month off the show, and then they came back, and everybody thought it was all good. Once they came back, people was like, "Shit, it's all good." They left. I guess they just needed, a deep breath, and everybody go to their respective corners, and then we'll come back and we'll keep the shit chugging along. But it didn't work like that. I guess they came back, for the people, trying to be professional. They came back for the people, and they did a show. They actually did a show. Was it 2? It might have been 2 shows. They came back, did 2 shows, and then all of a sudden they wasn't there yesterday. So yesterday when I wake up, I'm like, oh shit, it's Wednesday. Let's tap into the Joe Budden podcast. The co-hosts are back. Everything's looking good, but everything wasn't looking good. Everything was not looking good. Let me play a little audio on this. Everything was not looking good, family. Let's play the audio. So long story short, man, Joe Budden, he just fired him on air. And we can get to the ethics of that, of firing people on air, and how do you deal with business and friendships and relationships, and where to draw the line at, and where is the line? Does the line get blurred when you're dealing with friends and business? And we're gonna talk about it, but let's just hear Joe Budden firing his co-host. Let's get it.
Choices and options. He feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, you are in breach of your contract, and from this point forward, you are fired, and you're not welcome back. Does anybody in here have a problem that I'm the person that has to say that? So, Maul, I'm the person that has to say that. The gall of you to think that you are observing the way that I am, to think that I have to come to you about a problem I have with another man. We have things sorely mistaken around here. That's not ego and arrogance. It's realism. He still feels like he had.
Now, some people would say that was wrong and that was narcissistic, and you don't really handle your business like that. You don't fire people on air. You handle the shit behind the scenes. Who knows what was going on behind the scenes? I don't know. I'm not sure. Shout out Annabelle. What up, Annabelle? What's up, brother? Family. What up? I just think it was so fucking harsh, man. That was so fucking harsh. I gotta run it back one more time for the people in the back.
Choices and options. He feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, contract, and from this point forward, you are fired, and you're not welcome back. Does anybody in here have a problem that I'm the person that has to say that? More. I'm the person that has to say that. The gall of you to think that you are observing the way that I am. To think that I have to come to you about a problem I have with another man. We have things sorely mistaken around here. That's not ego and arrogance. It's realism. He still feels like he had.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, and that kind of hurt me. Like I said, being a listener of the podcast, it just kind of hurt how it went down, how he had to go, and he had to do it publicly. But I understand he's hurt. Feelings are hurt. They said lawyers got involved, and people are just upset. See, all right, my thing. Let me speak on this. This is past Joe Budden, the Joe Budden podcast. I'm only using that as an example to relay it to what happens a lot in business right now. I'm not a professional businessman by far. I've had a couple businesses, but I am not a professional by far. Now, I guess just on the surface, does friendship and business work? It can. Is it difficult? Absolutely. But it can. Is it boundaries? Absolutely. It's boundaries in everything. If you're in the friendships, business, relationships, everything has boundaries. It's boundaries no matter what you do in life. You're gonna have boundaries. Like I was saying, I was just shouting out my son. I'm learning about boundaries, even in a situation with him. This is the guy that that I used to have to tell to fucking flush the toilet and wipe his ass, and now he's shit really grown, right? According to America, by law, he's grown. He could say fuck me and walk out this door right now. That would be pushing the boundary, right? That would be disrespecting our boundaries that we have if he said fuck you and just left the house. But hey, legally, I gotta let the man go. But going back to boundaries, it's boundaries in everything. Now, when you're in business with your friends or with anybody, communication and boundaries. And if you're in business, transparency, especially when it comes to the business, right? You don't have to be transparent in your personal life with your business partner. Everybody knows that. But in business, the shit has to be transparent. Now, the problem with, I do have to go back to the Joe Budden podcast. Now, the problem with the Joe Budden podcast, where the lines got blurred, and the lines get blurred like this a lot, is, were they partners, or was one person the quote unquote boss and the other people are employees? See what I'm saying? Are we partners, or is this an employer-employee relationship? That is the first thing you have to just get that understood. You have to get that understood. Now, this is what's crazy. Now, Joe Budden is his baby, right? Hence the name Joe Budden Podcast. It's his baby, his creation, his intellectual property. He thought of it, his idea. He put in the work to make it happen, right? Just like behind me. This is the Mr. McGee Show. Anyone want to help out? You're welcome to help out. But we have to get it understood. Even if we're business partners, you still have to know that this is my baby. You know what I mean? Now, if we want to do the contracts and do it all on the up and up, then we can do it that way. But if we're going on handshake deals and word of mouth deals and verbal contracts and shit like that, when you're in a business, you have to know whose intellectual property is it. Hence, the Mr. McGee show is always going to be my intellectual property. I could have 17 co-hosts sitting on this couch with me. And if this shit is called the Mr. McGee show that I put my blood, sweat, and tears in, this is my intellectual property. This is my baby. We can go 50-50. We can go 50-50 on everything from here on out. But this will always be my intellectual property. So even when you go into business with somebody, you have to always think of whose intellectual property is this? Whose idea was this? Who was sitting in a room one day and said, you know what, I should fucking do a show, or I should fucking open a restaurant. Quick story. I've owned a restaurant before, right? Up, running, functional restaurant before. I'll pull it up. No bullshit. No bullshit. And we went good business. 3 years. I think we went, yeah, I think we went 3 years. They still got us on Google and shit. But yeah, like 3 years. Let's go. Let's go. Let me check the images. Yeah. That's the image right there. Hold on, y'all. Let me share. Let me share my screen. So yeah, I went in business with a childhood friend. And hold on. And we opened this up. All right. Fannie Mae's Hot Chicken and More. Me and my childhood friend grew up together, since youngsters. Youngsters in the game, right? Started off playing sports together, end up doing our little dirt on some street shit. You feel me? Making money together on some street shit. And then as we got older, he came up with the idea, bam, let's do a restaurant. Well, he was doing a restaurant. Let me not insert myself, pause. But he had an idea to get a restaurant, and he supplied the venue, supplied a lot of shit. It was his intellectual property, his idea, his baby. What I did was, word on the street was that my homeboy is starting a restaurant. So I call him. Okay, bro. I heard you got this space. I see a couple little posts on social media. What's going on with it? He's like, well, yeah, I got a space. We're working on it. Shit is getting remodeled. Shit is getting, getting done up. It's almost ready. I asked him straight up, what will it take to open the doors? What will it take to get these doors open and start getting food out of this establishment? He told me what it would take. I said, what's the number? He gave me a number. I said, oh, okay. I have a little capital built up, so let's do it, right? I want to be a partner. Didn't really. I'll tell you what my mistake was, right? Had the capital. I guess I had the energy to put into it. I also told him I do not just want to be a silent partner or a big boy investor that just kind of sits back and don't do shit, right? I want to be a hands-on investor, a hands-on partner. I guess I didn't put exactly what I wanted. I didn't tell him exactly what I wanted, because if I'm honest, I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted. I know I wanted to make money, and I knew that I wanted the independence of having your own business. I knew that first and foremost, right? Even from the street days, I knew that I'm just not that good at working for people. So we get into the business, and I'm gonna tell you what I misunderstood. I misunderstood that it was his intellectual property. First things first. I can't come into there, drop some money in there and say, hey, we should change the name. I can't come in and say, hey, drop some money. Yo, we should change the location. We should change the logo. We should change. I don't know. We should not do chicken. We should do fucking lasagna. I can't. what I messed up is I did not respect the fact that this was his baby that he put together. But the business worked. It worked. The restaurant was good, popping, dope location. Too much overhead, if I'm honest, way extremely too much overhead, but it worked. We may do. We may do. Mind you, I never thought that it, I never treated it like it was his idea. My mistake. That was my mistake. Because even when we had our deep conversations, I was still getting vibes like, oh, you're right. This is yours. This is yours. Now, at the moment, in the moment, I was in my feelings. I was getting emotional about it. Like, how the fuck you gonna say this is yours when this is ours? This is our business. That I mean, I put the bread into it and all of that. But he's like, but then I had to think, what do it take for a person to really get shit off the ground? It takes the idea to get up and go about yourself. You know what I mean? It takes going down there, getting the business shit, all the paperwork right. I'm not even thinking about that. I came in late in the game, so that kind of relates back to the Joe Budden and his guys. Some of those guys came in with Joe Budden after the fact, not before the money, but after the initial idea and the initial foundation was laid, right? Even if it was a, even if it wasn't a sturdy foundation, it was still some sort of, he had something going. He had the idea. You know what I mean? It was like I keep saying, it was his baby to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do with it. And when you start getting, oh no, my bad, y'all. And then when you start, when you come in, right? Okay, this is another thing. Hold on. Let me say this. And I said this earlier. The problem with Joe Budden co-host, the co-host on the Joe Budden podcast, was the line got blurred between employer and employee relationship. It just did. It gets blurred. It gets blurred because communication is not being done. And I'm not even considering when the money came. Because when the money came, then now you like, oh shit. Now when the money comes, people are changing up. They flipping the script. You don't know what people are on, what people's agenda is. Some people are better than other people with controlling the finances. And it's a lot of shit that goes into it. It's a lot of shit that has to be considered and has to be discussed when the money comes. When the money comes. Now, what I don't agree with, right? If we never got this understood, see, one thing that I even had in my business is the transparency. The transparency was big. But if we're saying we're partners, then of course we have to have transparency. Full transparency if we're partners. That's how it works. That's how it rolls. That's that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Hold on, y'all. I was looking for something else. Thought I had an article. But yeah, if I mean if you're on a partnership, then absolutely. It has to be transparency definitely has to be involved. My bad, family. I am looking for something really quick that I can't find. Uh-uh. I can't find it. But all right. But yeah, back to transparency, man. Back to transparency. Transparency is gonna have to, it's gonna have to happen. Now, if now, all right, now one of the brothers, the Rory guy, right? So look, when I play it, I really want y'all to listen to how he's speaking to Rory. Let's play that again.
Choices and options. He feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, you are in breach of your contract, and problem that I'm the person that has to say that. More. I'm the person that has to say that. The gall of you to think that you are observing the way that I am. To think that I have to come to you about a problem I have with another man. We have things sorely mistaken around here. That's not ego and arrogance. It's realism. He still feels like he had.
All right. So y'all heard that. So he fired the guy Rory. The guy Rory, from what I'm hearing, from what Joe, I only know what Joe said on this stream yesterday, on his podcast yesterday. He was saying the reason Rory is fired because Rory wanted Joe Budden to open up the books. You want a guy to open up the books, and that goes back to transparency. But if I'm an employer and you're the employee, the employer doesn't have to open up the books for you. It don't matter what he's making. If you sign a contract or you agree to a job that pays this much amount of money, you can't ask the next person, okay, I'm making this much, but how much is he really making? And I think we have that bad in society. It's pocket watching. That's exactly what it is. It's pocket watching. You are pocket watching, asking what the next man is making. Yeah, I know I have my set amount what I'm making, but I want to know what you making. Like, what are you making? No, that's bullshit. You shouldn't do that. You should not pocket watch, man. If you know your worth, set the groundwork and set the parameters around your worth. And then if you sign a contract, you feel like you overperformed in that contract, then the easiest thing to do is renegotiate. Thug it out, and then come back and say, yo, all right, cool. We had just say a 6-month contract where I was obligated to do these 3 or 4 things, right? Once I do these 3 or 4 things for 6 months, if I feel like I exceeded in these 6 months, then we have to talk about it. We have to talk about more money or more responsibility or less responsibility, or we have to know our worth and set the parameters around it. But what you can't do is, okay, we got a 6-month obligation. You 4 months in, and you say, well, I kind of don't really like how this is going. The professional thing to do, right? Because when you start playing with contracts and paperwork, you have to have some sort of professionalism in that. So the professional thing to do is write it out. Yeah, maybe a hostile workplace, maybe some shit that you just don't like about it, or you may even feel like, yo, this ain't for me. But when you breach the contract, they got you. You got easy. They got you. You cannot breach the contract. But that's the thing between friends. Now it's weird and it's awkward because not only did he fire his employee that didn't know he was an employee. He fired his employee that thought he was a partner. So that's number one. And then behind employee and partner and friends is the next word. So now it's friends. It started off all good. Just the whole premise of the podcast was, hey, it's just 4 friends sitting around talking shit, talking about movies, music, whatever 4 friends talk about. Beautiful thing. All right, but then when the money started coming in, the money started flowing, then it's like, oh shit, yeah, we're 4 friends sitting around talking shit, but you got 1 million people listening every week now. So now it's money. So now people's knocking on the door like, yo, we want this product. That's where it gets crazy, right? So just imagine we're 4 friends sitting around doing, let's call it the Mr. McGee show. We're doing the Mr. McGee show. It's 4 of us. We just sitting around shooting the shit on my couch, talking shit, and then all of a sudden, bam, people are listening. And then more people are listening, more people are listening. And then to the point where companies come to you and say, yo, we want this product on our platform. What's the ticket? Now, I know it's four friends sitting around shooting the shit, but whose intellectual property is it? That's where it gets tricky, right? Because if if a company comes to the Mr. McGee show and say, yo, we want to put the Mr. McGee show on our platform, they're not going to contact Brandon Smith because it's not the Brandon Smith show. They're not going to contact Luke McDonald. No, it's not the Luke McDonald show. It's the Mr. McGee show. So they're going to reach out to Mr. McGee. Now it's up to Mr. McGee to start putting labels on people and designating job titles and job descriptions to people. That's where the shit to me probably got murky. It probably got murky when he's like, okay, damn, I don't want to say he's my employee because it's my friend. But in essence, he's the employee. And the employee can't get mad and say, yo, I thought we were partners. Because I guess we are partners, I guess, but not really, because it's my intellectual property. So gotta figure it out, man. Figure out a way to make it work, man. Figure out a way to make it work, family. That's it, man. Shout out to Donald. I see Buddha in the building. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all, man. And make sure y'all subscribe, man. I just want to come in, give a quick one, so when I look back on this 20 years later, man, we can talk about, I can definitely see where I was giving it up to my son. I'll probably clip that part out and still drop that. But yeah, I want to once again shout out my son, man. Shout out my son. And I am going to go deeper into the friends and business conversation. I am just not here, not now, because I got some other shit to do. But I will go into that a little later, eventually on another stream. But yes, the basic question, because I was speaking to someone and they was like, yeah, can friendship and business coexist in the same space? I'm like, absolutely. So it's like, you know what, I'll come to YouTube, come to Facebook, drop that on the people and see what the people think. Can it coexist? I think it can. But like I said, two of the most important things is communication and boundaries. You know what I mean? That's it. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. Hit the like button, share button, subscribe button. I'll probably do another show this weekend, maybe Saturday night, Sunday, something like that. But yeah, I'll tap in. I may even do one tomorrow after the graduation because I know my son gonna go hang out with the fam. Well, he's gonna hang out with the family, then he's gonna go with his friends. I already know that, so I'll tap in, man. Peace, y'all. Peace. Listen, if no one told you today that they love you, let me be the first one to say that I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace. Salute to y'all.